Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Arsenal have lost their game against Bournemouth at the Emirates. 2-1 the game ended. I really don't know where to start, if I'm being very honest with you. This has been going on for almost now a month now, that the performances in the league are not really there. We had the euphoria, after that Real Madrid win in the Champions League and whatnot, and everybody really concentrated on the Champions League. And I sort of understand that still the concentration is on that second leg for the PSG game. But there comes a point that you need to see, what we are doing in the league. Because if, let's say, God forbid that it doesn't happen, or God forbid that we, get eliminated in the semi-finals of the Champions League, then you need to look at your league and you need to see where you are finishing. Right now, we are basically just 3 points away from Manchester City, who are in third, and Newcastle still have to play their game tomorrow. And if they win, they are going to be even closer. They are going to be like only 2 points away from Arsenal. And I think that is such such a massive setback. That is such a massive problem, if I'm being very honest with you, because there's a big chance that we might end up losing our Champions League spot, because the points table is not, it's not that much of a big difference between us and the rest of the pack. That has quite slowly caught up with us, because nobody really was thinking that Arsenal are going to miss the Champions League spot. It was always Arsenal are competing for the title with Liverpool, that Liverpool are going to be the first team and Arsenal second, and then the rest of everybody, right? But the last month or half, it has been dreadful. You can blame, you can blame on the injuries. You can blame, on the fact that we don't have enough players. Then the concentration is not on the league and whatnot. But there comes at a time that you need to look at the games. Like, let's take today's game for example. We were by far, for the majority of the game, we were the better team in that first half. We should have put the game to bed in that first half. We had so many chances in that first half where we were not able to finish the game off, where we were not able to convert our chances. And majority of those chances were quite easily, as I said, convertible. It's not like they were half-hearted attempts. They were really good chances, but we don't take our chances. Somehow Rice is able to score that goal. It becomes 1-0 after half hour of the game, and you are feeling like, okay, it's okay. But you knew at the back of the, with the back of your head, because we have seen this picture a lot of times in the last month or so. We take the lead and we give away the point, give away the lead, and we draw points. And Bournemouth, they have been amazing this season. They are a really good side. Inola has them, well worked, and they, let's be very honest. A couple of months ago, they were one of the teams fighting to get in those European places, and even for the Champions League shout, they were right up there. So you cannot take anything away from them. And even though we had majority of the ball in the first half, they themselves had a couple of great chances coming close to score. So you always knew the threat was there. Second half comes in, and we sort of start, where we left off, and we are the ones basically dominating the play up until the first 10 minutes. After that, it was all Bournemouth. Like it felt like something has turned, some sort of a switch has flicked on in their heads, or some sort of they had something given to them on halftime, and after 10 minutes the effect started to come, because Arsenal were nowhere near them in the last 30-35 minutes of the game. It was all Bournemouth, and they were relentless in their pursuit of that equalizer first and then the winner. They kept making chances, creating chance after chance, and Arsenal players, unfortunately, they were not really able to contain them. They were not really able to press them. They were not really able to intercept them. The way that Bournemouth moved the ball in that second half, it was really, even as an opposing fan, it was really beautiful to see. You could see what they were trying to do, and it was working for them. Big credit to Enola, the way he is set up the team, and the way that Bournemouth are playing under them. They go ahead and they take the lead. I felt like I was, watching, I was a kid back in school, and it is 2009, 2010, and Arsene Wenger is the manager, and we are playing Stoke with that long throwing and that header going in. It felt like such a deja vu moment for me, as an Arsenal fan. It felt like I was a kid again, and to score a goal like that, Raya made a big effort to try and save it, but it was far away from him. It becomes 1-1, and the second, we already, you have had a problem with a set piece, but you don't really defend better in that second half. When Wilson, at the back post, quite, let's be very honest, he was all alone, and he gets a chance, easily beats his marker, and he scores the goal. Raya, a bit unfortunate there, if I may say so, but the ball goes over the line and it becomes a 2-1. And the thing that really pissed me off, to be very honest with you, even after we went behind 2-1, there were about like 20 minutes to go. Bournemouth was still the team that looked like that showed any urgency. They were the team that looked like, they had any cohesion, that they had the chemistry. It felt like Arsenal players, to be very honest with you, today it felt like they were headless chickens. They had no idea what to do. It felt bizarre today to watch Arsenal, and I don't really criticize Arsenal that much. I'm an Arsenal fan and whatnot, and I understand, a lot of stuff has happened this season. We are players short, we have injuries, and so many stuff. I agree that whatever Arteta's statement was yesterday, that when he named his players, and that I could have started have a first 11 with the players that were injured. And I get all of that, but as professionals, and as some as players that are playing and getting paid so much money, you cannot expect to perform like that. You're just roaming around on the pitch, like, as I said, like headless chickens. They had no idea what to do. They were being run over quite easily by Bournemouth in the midfield. I mean, Rice gets subbed off. That just shows you how much of a bad. Even though he scored, he was taken off quite early, and it felt like, unfortunately, it even felt like Arteta doesn't really care about the game, and that is really starting to piss me off as well. Again, I'm gonna say it, I understand the concentration is on the Champions League game and whatnot, but now, as I said, now it's starting to become a problem. We have 3 points. It's not like there's only one game left and that the next game we can win and everything is gonna be okay. So there's still 3 games left, 9 points, and unfortunately, and I shudder to think that there could be a scenario we somehow don't finish in the top 5. That is a possibility. It's not a joke anymore. The teams behind us, they have caught up, and we cannot really afford any more mistakes. We couldn't afford mistakes even today as well. But what they are doing is not really acceptable, and Arteta, it should be questioned with the way that his team is playing. Like it's not it's not acceptable. You cannot. You cannot just say that we are trying to concentrate on the Champions League. It doesn't really work like that. Because if you win the Champions League, nobody's gonna question what is happening, and everybody's gonna put it under the rug. But if, as I again said, God forbid, if we don't finish, we win the semi-final, or we don't win the Champions League, and we somehow finish outside the top 5, it is gonna be a disaster for Arsenal. And as I will say it again, it is now a big problem, because the teams have us really caught up, and Arteta really needs to fix that up. Even if we lose the semi-final, which I really hope we don't. Again, I'm gonna say after Wednesday, the next 2 games, 2 to 3 games, these are the games that, like, next week it's Liverpool, we are always in the, like, when the Liverpool won the title, and I look at the fixtures, I'm like, okay, Liverpool, that's one game we might lose and whatnot. I really did not care, because I thought that there were games like last week's, a week before that, these games we are going to win. By this time we should have secured our second position. We should have secured our Champions League status, but now it is all in jeopardy, and Arteta, it should be questioned. I fully supported the manager, but now this is now starting to be a problem. If we don't finish second in the league, that is going to be a real disaster, and that is going to be on him, because the team is not really working well. And as I said, today it felt like he also doesn't really care, but he should. And I'm really I'm starting to worry if anything, if it doesn't go to plan in the Champions League, this league situation is quite problematic right now. Yeah, that's it for me in this video. Let me know what your thoughts are about Arsenal, and I'm gonna say big credit to Bournemouth. Sorry, they came to the Emirates. They played their hearts out, and they deserve to win. You cannot take anything away from Bournemouth. Sorry, they were relentless in their pursuit. They played really football. They were not the better side in the first half, but they still they absorbed the pressure. They hit us on the counter attack. They came close a couple of times, but in the second half they were the better team, and they created those chances, and they converted those chances as well. And it is out all 3 points. There's still an outside chance of them maybe qualifying for a Europa League or a Conference League. So I hope that they can go ahead and do that. But for Arsenal, something needs to happen, and it needs to happen very quick, because it could turn out to be a big problem for us. That is from me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Arsenal performance. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.